Welcome back, developers. In video 2 we took our raw artwork and sliced it up into usable animation frames, but right now those frames are just pictures sitting in a folder. Today we're going to turn those pictures into physical objects. We're going to drop our character into the game, apply the laws of gravity, and give them a solid hitbox so they can stand on ground. Let's dive in. What you're going to learn in this video is how to spawn a player sprite into the scene, how to use the transform component to position and scale objects, how to apply gravity and physics using rigid body 2D, how to create a physical hitbox using a box collider 2D component, and then lastly, how to create a primitive 2D floor to test collisions. Alright, first let's get our character on the stage. And go ahead and open up your artwork folder if you haven't already done so. Let's go into the Rocky World folder, go to our sprites, Geno character, and we're going to go into our idle run jump. We're just going to grab our idle run jump here. We're going to drag that into our scene. Make sure over here everything is zeroed out, and now let's right click in our hierarchy on top of idle 01. We're going to rename it and name it player, just like that. Now over here in the inspector on the right, at the very top, you'll see the transform component. Every single object in Unity has one. We need to utilize the transform tools and transform component in the inspector to control where our character is in the world. Now, so we've already made sure that it's zeroed out, but whenever you bring something into the scene, you're going to want to make sure that it's the position is 0, 0, 0. Alright, now our player is in the world, but it's basically a ghost. It doesn't know what gravity is, and so to fix that, we need to hand control of this object over to Unity's built-in physics engine. With the player selected, let's go to the bottom of the inspector and click on Add Component. In here, we're going to search for a rigid body 2D, and then select that. We're going to add that in there. This component is powerful. It allows us to demonstrate the use of mathematics and physics to evaluate behavior in an existing game. You can adjust their mass or even change the gravity scale if you want them to float like they're on the moon. Let's leave it at its default for now though. Now let's test it out. If we hit this play button at the top, let's see what happens. Oh no, look at that. Our character falls perfectly, but there's no ground to stop them, so they just fall into the infinite void. Let's go ahead and fix that next. Alright, so gravity's working, but our physics engine doesn't know the physical shape of our character. We have to draw a hitbox, so let's click on Add Component again. This time we're going to search for a box collider 2D. Let's select that. And let's go ahead and we can close up for right now the sprite render and the rigid body 2D. And let's look at our box collider 2D for a minute. Right away, when it's drawn, you're going to see a green box appear around your character. We can click and drag the edges so that it wraps tightly around them. Over here in the box collider, it says Edit Collider. We click on that button, and now we can click on these edges and just drag them down so that it fits around our player. Something kind of like that is just fine. Now we need a floor. We can create a prototype using Unity's primitives. If we go to our hierarchy, we can right click and go to 2D object and just use sprites. Go to click on square, and then we can drag this down below our player, and then we can use our transform scale to adjust the size of this. You can either do it manually here in the component itself by dragging along the X and making it larger, or if you press the R key on the keyboard, you can access the scale tool that way, and we can stretch it out and scale it out that across by using this red bar that appears. Now finally, we need to add a box collider to our ground. So click on add component, click on box glider 2D. You'll see that it surrounds itself based on the size of the rectangle here. Now let's see what happens. Grab our player. I'm going to press W this time to access the move tool, which changes the transform position of our player. I'm just going to move it up on the Y, and let's just watch and see what happens. Hey, there's our player. He falls and hits the ground, and he's still standing. He doesn't fall through it or anything like that, so that's good there. Alright, awesome job today. Now that our player falls with gravity and stops on the floor exactly as we expected to, make sure to save your scene by pressing Ctrl S. We now have a character that obeys the laws of physics, can stand on solid ground. Right now, they're stuck there. In video 4, things are really going to get exciting. We're going to write our very first script and learn how to use variables to make our character run left and right. Keep learning, keep building. I'll see you in the next video.